Welcome to the Out There channel live stream 458. Got caught up by the voice, the feedback. It made me stutter.
Hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love, I'm hiding.
Time for more love,
searching,
people.
I'm loving, I'm finding love.
Let fate control your body.
Let's see how it goes today. There's a lot to catch up on. Follow me down, people. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you want to share some of your cash to keep the channel live for another year, we're $80 US short. So thank you in advance if you do decide to help out. I've put a link up on my side chat here to our webpage where you can find various links to donate and subscribe to our Discord and UFO group if you want to share content that you want me to have a look at. Oh no, we got Crazy John on the side talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. We're having the UFOs and RVs. So how you going, mate? How's it in the caravan park? All good? You're still running the show? He's the super boss. The super admin. Okay, what's happened to my cable here? Got wrapped around the microphone somehow. Hello? Anyone out there? So yeah, usual noise and all those UFO channels out there are claimed anyway. And yeah, I had my jab on Monday, wasn't it? Feels like someone's punched me in the arm. Didn't cause too much problems though, apart from that. They reckon the second jab is the worst. So, Deceptive UFO channels are getting boring. What do you reckon? Are boring and fighting over content. So we'll just go over some of that now. Here we go for speed here. I'll just run my kill switch here. Terminate some jobs that may cause conflict. You are happy to add $20 to your Patreon, huh? I didn't think you were on Patreon. But I don't even want to become a subscriber. Do I have to sign up? No, you can give super chats, one-off donations here. You could be a membership if you want to on YouTube even. It's still available. There's PayPal and credit card tips on OBS if you don't want to give money to YouTube. So there's a few options there. Patrons there as well. But they don't allow tips, do they? Unlike Subscribestar. But Subscribestar has been banned from PayPal, so they're only credit card only. So this is why we have so many different pay systems. Because the government's always trying to censor us. or censor free speech at least, which is terrible. So, yeah, sure. You got super chat. Should be a $sign down the bottom there for super chat, I think. Still there on mine, so I'm not sure. Super chat. See $sign. I'm sure most people know how to do it. Oh, there we go. That's the super chat. $10. I should bring up my jar, which is not terribly great, but it's OBS. I thought they'd have an emanation for a jar. Let's just see if that pops up. I have managed to get some money out of Subscribestar. They had so many rules. Although it hasn't been paid into my bank account yet, so it still hasn't arrived, which is a bit scary. Why hasn't it gone on here? I think Super Chat is delayed, isn't it? Oops, what happened there? Should be that one. John 20's got 20 there. Not too sure why the Super Chat hasn't been added on. Or maybe it was... No. Well, it's going in the right direction. I have to work out that one. Maybe it's delayed. That's why I don't trust it. Yeah, there's always technical glitches like that, though. Thanks very much for the donation. Obviously, you're doing pretty well with the money and your lifestyle there. Yeah, I'm trying to get my birthday celebration done still. And the only time is on a Monday, which generally we got Robert back. Wants to do his show with me. So we're back to full speed there. But yeah, with this lockdown in New Zealand, it's just crazy stuff, you know. It's quite annoying. It's like we're becoming mini China now. They're talking about you can't be a teacher if you don't have the jab and all this sort of stuff now. And there's no free will anymore out there. Almost seems to be like a motive to push a vaccine that doesn't work, because already 2 people have died after being vaccinated, so yeah, it doesn't give us much hope, does it? But you got to play along with the government, else they can shut down all your money, which they're looking like they're going to do eventually. The New World Order has arrived, people. Welcome to 1984. So we had some idiot in New Zealand. Somehow we got idiots that's meant to be in control of the border between the 2 islands, right? He managed to fly down from Wellington to Queenstown, and he's infected with the Delta. So if the lockdown goes up a level again, I won't be able to have my celebration. And of course then I won't get any breezies like a bottle of bourbon, which I need. I need money. Money's running out too fast. Too many things are breaking down. Too many things to live, I guess. We need a government that gives away more free money, I guess. Can't link into the live review anymore. I'm currently in the mood today. Yeah, we can get you up there if you want to, but we can go over. It might get boring for you though. We could probably arrange it though. Just give me a minute on that. I'll give you the link. So I'll just play something first here while I look at that. That's too loud. Since we're doing deceptive channels, let's do the troll video. I'm not sure how loud it's going to be. Let's see if it still works. And I'll look for the link to give you.
I am dumb, and 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 I am dumb.
Yes, my name is Ken, and I work as an astronomer and a scientist for a government agency. That is all that I can say at this time.
Yes, my name is Ken, and I work as an astronomer and a scientist for a government agency. That is all that I can say at this time.
My name is Dr. Eric Norton, and I have worked as an outside consultant for the NSA and NASA for going on 12 years now.
John.
My name is Dr. Eric Norton.
I'll post it on Discord.
And I have worked as an outside consultant for the NSA and NASA for going on 12 years now.
The date is June 29th, 2008, 6:32 p.m. I'm creating this message to let...
The date is June 29th, 2008, 6:32 p.m. I'm creating this message to let...
Yes, my name is Ken.
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 Yes, my name is Ken. Ken.
Disinformation artist. Disinformation artist.
Hey John, I've sent you a link on Discord. If you can access it, we can open up. So that was all the Secureteam so-called interviewing himself on 3 different leakers, if you've not heard that before. Yes, he's been a naughty boy. Are you still there? Check Discord, links there. And I'll just try open it here. I'll just bring him back down here first. There we go. Let's pump up the CPU. It looks like it might have found someone. No, just me. Is it? Still here. Yeah, I've got no other way to send it to you privately, have I? What's wrong with Discord? It's not playing nice and giving me your link. Can't you select over top of it? You never had any problem with Discord in the past. Oh, here we go. We got the right John the Raven. Eagle, whatever that is. Oh, we got a cup in the way. So we're in the RV. I can't hear you. Oh right, I got it muted on the mixer, I think. Let me just check. I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here.
I can hear something talking in the background.
Well, of course you do.
Yeah, how can we... Have you got a headset?
Oh, that's you. Excuse me. Yeah.
No, you have to pure pause on YouTube. No, just mute it on YouTube. If you can still use the side chat. John hasn't done this for a while now.
There we go. Does that work?
Yeah, that works for us. Is it loud enough, guys?
Okay.
Let's have a look. I can boost you up a wee bit. Say 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, see, I'm not using my headphones or my microphone because they screwed up and died on me.
It sounds alright. You can do this as long as you don't have too many people doing that, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds perfect. You don't need the headset like you used to in the old days.
Well, actually, I don't have them charged up.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It was the spur of the moment.
Cool.
There you go. You don't have to even have the camera on if you don't want to, but you can sit there and watch.
Oh, you can look at my loveliness. Come on.
I don't think too many people be joining us, but we do have a lot of people that check on me.
Overall, and I'm going to smoke, just so you know.
Yeah, well, Robert does that too. That's all right. The YouTube hasn't clamped down on that yet, but they might do with advertisers. In New Zealand, they're very strict on smoking on camera here. So yeah. So where do we begin now? We got lots of stuff to cover.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've actually been involved in this.
I don't know. There's all these UFO channels have just put out lots and lots of crap. We got Video Man, UFO Man. We got Nocturnal News. Nocturnal News again. GUFON. What one did he do there? And we got something from Mick West. Okay. So we might just play a clip on that, maybe. What was that one?
Milo, hang on. Come on, Milo. Good boy. Come on in. Come on.
Okay, John's got a cat called Milo.
And there he is. Now, I've got 3 cats now. Wasn't my choice. I got 3 of them. We have 16 feral cats that live here at the park. I've gotten half of them fixed, and the other half I can't catch to get fixed. So,
okay.
It's
so they're still loose, are they, around the camp?
Yeah, which is fine because it means we don't have any mice, which means nobody has chewed up insulation or wiring on their RVs. So that's a good thing.
Right. They probably get fed by the campers anyway, don't they?
Oh, I feed them and the owner feeds them, so that's okay. That's all good. It's all
You're
good.
such a good, kind lad to the animals.
No, I'm a pushover. That's the problem.
So I suppose we should start with the most boring thing that's come out. This Rubber Duck video. Who's this one? New York UAP discussion. Official, the official and original, I suppose he means. Now let's have a look anyway. Let's see, here we go. Have we got, I don't know if we got any sound with it. So apparently this is from Border Control, keeping those drugs in check crossing the border in America there. I suppose this must be somewhere near Arizona, I guess.
More than likely.
It looks pretty dry, boring place down there.
It is.
So, not too sure. It's 59 minutes they recorded this thing, apparently. They wrote whether it was some sort of drone carrying drugs across the border, which is probably a clever thing, or they put it on balloons now, maybe, and drag it across the desert. And just hope it lands somewhere with a tracker. Maybe that's what's happening here. So there's a lot of footage here which we haven't seen before. And we got a lot of people analysing it. And I'll just see if I can find where it pops into view, where they start tracking it. So apparently it's a... is it a spy plane they said it was? That was tracking it. They don't seem to be doing much. Maybe it's a nice little job, that one. Just looking at a screen, see if you can spot anything. Man, looks like a bad place just to be all alone, doesn't it? Especially without water. I don't see any waterways there. And I still don't see the Rubber Ducky UFO, as they call it. Oh, you saw something?
What did it just do?
Oh, I don't know. It looks like a propeller. That
there we go. No, Jitsy's doing something odd. It's okay.
Oh, what's that stuff going across there? That looked like a flying saucer then, didn't it? Let's see if we can get that going. Mind you, it's such a long video. Here we go. What the hell's that? Is it coming up? Have I got it in the right place? It's very hard to get it in this fine adjustment. Can't get it now. Looked like a white flying saucer going across the screen. Obviously it's
It looked like part of a white surveillance balloon. That was turning suddenly.
This is none of the
That's
UFO
what
channels.
I would suspect it to be.
None of
because
the
they
UFO
use a lot
channels.
of white surveillance balloons.
Yeah. Well, they call them blimps, don't they? They have them tethered as well. But they do have blimps that fly around too, don't they?
Well, they've got so many different things flying around out here anymore. Anyone crossing the border gets caught. Anyone. They just don't have enough people to capture them all.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't got sensors in the ground like they have in Area 51.
They do. They have sensors in the ground. You name it. It's out in the desert. You can't cross anywhere in the desert anymore without them picking you up. You just can't.
I just can't seem to get that bit. No one's actually brought up that bit with the propellers and then the white bit going across.
Yeah, because it was obviously turning itself, and the camera wasn't keeping up, and it caught part of the craft. So, yeah, that's not a UFO. Give me a break. Sorry, you're the one that taught me to be a critical thinker, so there you go.
Yeah. The changing modes here, I think, keeps flashing. So I don't know. I can't read any of that fine writing down the side there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't see where the Rubber Ducky is yet. Let's just carry on. Maybe we have to go to the cut down versions. Let's see how many minutes in. They said they filmed it for 40 minutes, so it should be now. Should come up now. Oh, I was going to try and do. Here we go. 40 minutes. Yep, there we go. It's a long time to film something. So it's going to come up about now. Let's just zoom in a bit. Yeah, let's see if we can sort of identify it ourselves. No one's done that yet, so we'll get this one out the way with. So you can see the plane's doing a circuit here, and they can rotate the camera at the same time, so we get that parallax effect. So we got some fine green writing on the screen. Here we go, it's finally come in. So have they got a zoom feature in here where they can zoom it into full screen? You'd think that would be the first thing you want to do, wouldn't it? And also get a regular camera on it, see what it looks like on regular camera, because as you know, thermal only shows us the heat. So here it's showing white, which apparently is cold from the people who've analysed the things in the screen here. So obviously hasn't got any engines on it, which would create heat, right? Now the consensus is this is just flying along on an air current, and the only thing that seems to fit there are helium balloons. But to me, it kind of looks like it might be a payload underneath, you know? It could be like a small balloon with a payload of drugs underneath. What do you think on that one? That'd be sort of like a clever thing to do. If you got lots
so
of
that's
drugs.
what we're following, is that stupid little thing that
Yeah, that's the UFO.
Sorry, but what you're doing is that little white, that's a little white dot that you have the arrow pointing to, correct? That's what we're following?
Yeah. I'll see if I can get it in the zoom in for you, because they're not going to do it, and they're aiming it through the propellers of the plane.
That looks like something on the screen of, no, that's something on the damn screen of the camera, because it's staying accurate as the camera's moving along. That's something on the camera lens. I betcha.
No. Because I think it's slowly rotating as well. Here we go. I don't know if you can get any more zoom on it. Let's see. And not lose it.
Shit. So, sorry. Didn't mean to say that. God, how do I turn off my microphone now?
On the phone?
Okay, let me kill my microphone. Where's my... Come on, stupid thing.
You killed your microphone. Can't hear you now. You just tap on the lower screen. I think it's a little microphone icon. So we're getting a slightly closer look now. And you can see it slowly rotating now, see? I think. Or maybe it's just not showing up as good. It looks like a silver server. You know, the server from Batman. Not Batman. Spider-Man. It's definitely rotating though, isn't it? Now it looks slightly different. But it's meant to be cold. So would you put a bag of drugs on a balloon and hope it goes across the border with a tracking thing? I reckon you probably would. I just find it stupid that they're sort of going around in circles, keeping an eye on this thing. And they haven't zoomed in or anything. They won't have a little backup drone that sort of flies around it, you know. Just a regular drone that just zooms out there, just throw out the side of the plane or something. You could bet they did more of this one. I reckon they would have somehow decided they can track it without having to film it and go and get men out there on boots on ground to see if it comes down. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be turning too much though, does it? So whether we can zoom into that, I don't know. So let's just grab a few frames from it and see how we go. You're still muted, by the way, John. I'm not sure if you're off the phone or not. I think you are. Select. I'll have a look. Dun, 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 dun. Is it doing it? I think it is. So yeah, you probably got sick of hearing about this one out there. I know I have. But no one's actually tried to zoom in on it to see what it really looks like. Seems to be going alright. I've got slightly less CPU when we got side chat on. I mean the side video. Okay, let's try it. Rubber Ducky. Yeah, so I started the early show today, didn't I? I reckon this is when most people are on the web in America, for my people that follow me. They might be on, but they might not be available. Working and stuff. Maybe they check on the web while they're at work. So yeah, if you're dropping by, just say hi on the site. Ah, shit. It's one. Forgot to change the lock the aspect ratio when I was scaling up. You can see the CPU's glugging a wee bit here. One day Paul will have a super fast computer that not even he can slow it down. If I'm still alive. Let's click that one in. Okay. It sort of does look like a swan, doesn't it? Now that's a possibility. I'm pretty sure you can get a swan helium balloons for birthday parties. Pretty blurry though, isn't it? Copy. Paste. New image. Okay. It's quite a horrible cold day here for summer. It's raining all morning. Okay, let's have a better look at this one. You can see how blurry it is. Let's try to sharpen it. I'm not sure if I'm about to get through everything today that I was planning, but we'll see how we go. Where's the photos? Have I gone past it? Photo. Stop. It's picked up all my clicks. Photo. Hey, John's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah, I had to take a call for the park.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do what you must have to do.
I'm a working stiff, buddy. That's how I can afford to give you all these thousands and millions of dollars.
Yeah, we need it. Just saying, I need a supercomputer. One that I can't even slow down. Let's see if we can supercharge the sharpness on this UAP. We'll try a little bit of that.
That's my man Paul using his tech tools. I love that about you.
Doesn't seem to have done much there, though.
Not really.
Not really, no. There's not much to go on by the looks of it. It kind of does look like
that's
a
because
swan.
Tyler made it. You sure that's not a Tyler video?
Well, initially I thought maybe it could be 2 wedding balloons, but everyone's saying it's a bunch of balloons. But could it be simply a character balloon for a swan, maybe?
Could be.
And we got nothing popping out here at all in the sharpening. I suppose it looks a bit funny if it's going to be like some helium balloons smuggling across drugs, though, isn't it?
Nah, that's not going to happen. I would rule that out immediately. Like I said, anything coming up from Mexico as far as drugs, it's coming through the border crossings. It's not coming through the open desert. It's coming through the border crossings. Or tunnels underground. But they've got everything else covered, believe me.
It's going to be super cold there as well.
Yeah, it gets cold here, believe me.
No,
we've got a freezing warning tonight.
That object's super cold, which is opposite to what you'd expect for an alien craft, right?
Right.
All the alien craft on thermal have so far been super hot. So I'd rule out it being alien craft or any type of craft in that sense. So let's run through some colour swaps, see if we can get some changes in the whites. Maybe something will pop out. Apart from that, that means it's going to be very hard to analyse on this crappy Homeland Border Security or whatever it's called department's camera. Yeah, let's see what happens. It looks like we've got a band here and a band there. Oh, there's some variations in the whites.
It's a little tighter.
Yeah, it still looks a bit strange though.
What the hell is that?
Well, that's the variations in the whites there. Difference in temperature maybe, or it could be something printed on it. Almost looks like a label, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that could be some printing on it, yeah.
But yeah, you have to keep looking around with the filter to see what pops up here if the CPU plays ball with us. Now you can start to see the variations in the background there that suggest it's part of the pixels, limitation of the pixels, and different shades of temperature. So we're not getting anything useful out of that, which is a shame. Still looks like it could be a swan. This is oh, they're calling it a duck. So let's see what's available. Yeah, so you know the other thing could be just shopping bag, but I don't know. Let's go back out again. Why would it be sticking up in the air there, though? Shopping bag with a little tiny helium balloon in the end. But the only thing, really. Okay, so let's have a look. Well, at least we tried. At least we've done something different than other channels. Let's do a search on swan helium balloons. You know me, I like to do pattern matching. And we know we can be deceived by that.
You misspelled the word swan.
Swan. How do you spell swan? Swan, is it? Swan.
SWAN.
N, yeah. Helium balloon. I would expect Google to correct my mistakes. Party stores. Look at all those in Christchurch. We don't have any parties though. Here we go.
There they are.
There they go. And they do have swans. And it's not going to be that one. It's got a crown on it. It could be these two. And then we got to take into account and there's some on the wall there. So what we want is different angles of it, really. So I think it fits a swan balloon better than a duck, but we'll have a look at duck ones, see if there's any duck ones. How'd they get that to be a rubber ducky though? Rubber ducky. Kind of looks like it. Let's get rid of some of that pixelation again.
It's all that black budget engineering for rubber duckies.
There's the original. There's the sharpened. Does make a difference. Looks like we're out of focus on the glasses there, doesn't it? Does your eyes in if you look at it too long. Not too sure if it's got a bit on the top or if that's compression there. Where it's got something on the top of the head there. So we need to grab another frame really. But I know this one has something on its head. Where that blackness is. And that one there. Unfortunately, it's all going to be the same angle and view, isn't it? We want to see the three-dimensional one here turned towards us a bit. So you're going to have to sort of rotate it around in your head. Why would you have a swan for a party, though? Is that sort of part of a celebration, a swan? Like you've been married 60 years or something?
It's just something different to sell to people. It's got no designated anything.
See, that one's got a black bit, so that one's different again. Yeah, I was thinking, why would it be so cold? So if you had helium in it, that's high up in the atmosphere, it's very cold, in the ice layers. And it's coming down and it's over top of the desert, it's going to show up really cold against the desert background, isn't it? So, let's see if we can grab another frame of it, see if that black bit disappears. And then we'll move on.
Well, as it gains altitude in the cold, it's going to shrink too.
But then you got air pressure, so there's less air pressure up top, so it expands to the inside. So yeah, there's a lot of calculations and things for that.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's this.
I stand corrected.
Let's see if we can get another image of it.
Jesus, Darren.
Okay, so has it changed there? Changed into a circle now, you see. Let's just give that. So it still could be a balloon. A regular balloon with something else hanging off it. So it doesn't look like a bag of balloons now, either. The both images that we've looked at. So, Third Phase have been pushing this one quite a bit. They got the guy that filmed it or something. Well, actually, the guy that leaked it to do an interview. You know, as soon as someone goes on Third Phase, straight away they've lost credibility, as far as they're concerned. And they're after publicity and attention.
Third Phase is just pure lies. Pure lies. God.
Deceptive they are.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of them out there, Tyler.
Yeah, same as the intro. We got Tyler doing this one too, so we'll just go through all of them just to show you how deceptive the channels are, how boring it is, but some have been honest, like Mick West. Well, I suppose everybody sends it to him. He's on TV now, did you know? He's got his own TV show. Mick West.
Tyler?
No, Mick West.
Okay.
He's on a thing called Proof is Out There. Really, that I should be on there because my channel's the Out There channel. So the Proof Out There fits in.
Mick West is pretty good, though. I like him.
Yeah. But he's still not 100% correct on things. And when I challenge him, he just ignores me.
Well, of course. You competing channels. Duh.
Not really. We're both trying to get to the truth of what's in a video. So does that still look like it could be two balloons? Kind of dust, doesn't it? Still good. Looks like a rubbish bag too. To me, it looks like two handles going up here. I don't know. This we just ain't got enough pixels. This security people are not doing a good job filming it. Wonder if we can train
Well, I
them.
can tell you one thing for a fact. Along the border here where I live in Arizona, southern Arizona, the winters, they're not just cold, they are incredibly windy. And I mean windy. If it's not nailed down, it's going up in the air. So that could just be a damn plastic bag floating around up there.
It could be, couldn't it? Where's Sharp Niggle? Oh, here it is. Now let's see. Let's see what pops out. Does look like it's got a little hole happening here. In that case. Doesn't look like a swan anymore or a rubber ducky, does it? What the hell could it be? Is a good question.
Could be the advertising for the grocery store that gave them the bag. Or whatever store they came from, if that's the bag.
Do you still have plastic bags? Because they're all banned in New Zealand now.
Yes, unfortunately we do, and I hate those things. Hate them. And everyone's got them.
We have to take these like flexed weaved bags now. I don't know what they're made from. Maybe they're made from flex bushes. I don't know. Like the Marys used to make.
Reusable bags. We used those over in Spain. They were great. But the plastic bags here are out of control. The only place that's banned them is San Francisco. Everyone else is still using the dumb things.
Really? Yeah, that's a shame.
Yep, they're horrible. They're horrible. I hate them.
You think they'd find a formula where they're not, they can sort of dissolve after being 15 minutes in the water or something? But then again, you want plastic bags not to leak. So I suppose that's a problem.
Plastic bags use a lot of petroleum, and you can bet your bottom dollar the petroleum lobbyists up and are saying, no, you got to stick with these.
Yeah.
Money.
Well, we used them as rubbish bags. Now we have to buy plastic rubbish. Yeah, no, but now we have to buy plastic rubbish bags for the bin, but they're sort of deeper and thicker, and I'm not sure if they actually break down or not. So
I know. I agree.
Yeah,
I don't
so
think they do.
Got another angle of it here, so we'll just grab that one. It's in a darker background too. Yeah, so not many people join this.
Yeah, they're lost. What the hell?
The lost course.
It's nice to be conversing with you again.
Yeah, anytime. You can drop on and join in.
Well, I didn't realize that Jitsi link was going to be it did everything for me. I didn't have to think. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's why we use it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And it's got better in the coding, but you have to use a newer version.
I think that works actually better than Discord. Seems to be a lot faster.
Yeah, it's a lot better, based on our computers though, and our internet connection. So you obviously got a fairly good internet connection. I'll just
Well, see, the nice thing is there's no delay between you speaking and me speaking. It's instantly there, whereas before it was a mess.
They got all these nice controls down here now, and yes, it's really good quality. And there's no corruption. There's none of that screen rubbish as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. I've got broadband Wi-Fi here. I paid a fortune to install it. We've got 1 gig broadband available at all times on fiber optic. So
yeah,
I did good.
Yeah, you did. You did. It's good setup.
Especially in this little tiny one stoplight town. We've got one stoplight, but we have amazing broadband Wi-Fi. It just defies logic.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so that was the latest one. Let's drag it down.
I'll be right back.
So, okay. Open. See what this one's up to. What's happened there? Yeah, that's right. Do. Okay, so it looks like it's gradually turning, doesn't it? And kind of looks like a heart-shaped balloon now, doesn't it? So can we go from there? Rotating around. You know, it could be a heart-shaped balloon with a smaller balloon down here. I think that's where the head is normally. Now, down there. Heart shape would be ideal for a birthday or wedding party. Let's run some color change on it. So it just shows you pareidolia turns it from a swan from a duck. And we got some color going on. Very interesting now. So it does sort of fit a heart-shaped balloon there. I'll just go back one level here. Go back that way. No. I didn't actually run a sharpener on it, so we'll do that.
Damn it. Sorry, I got to mute again.
Hey, no problem. Okay, so there you go. So it looks like it could be something down here. So if that was the swan balloon, Is at the back end of the swan. Now it's looking like the head's coming up around here. It's possible. Where's the pictures? Does it have that sort of double tail going on? It has a single tail, doesn't it? Well, if it's a heart-shaped balloon with a piece of cable coming down onto a smaller balloon, which they normally use in weddings. They normally fill it up with a weight and some confetti, and they pop it and they throw it over the people as they're leaving the wedding party. Like these ones have little tails. Sometimes they have weights on them. So it still could be possibly a swan balloon, but it's looking more like it's a heart-shaped balloon now. Like this one here, the white one. So let's go for a heart. A white one, maybe, or silver one. I'll go for heart and smaller balloon attached. I'll see if that comes up. Too many balloons, keywords there. It needs like an English search thing where it's sort of more intelligent. I suppose it will happen eventually. Okay, so let's see. What's that one? That one there, it's got graffiti in the bottom there. So when the wedding party goes out, they pop it. And it goes everywhere. Here's the white balloons for weddings. And you can see here straight away one that fits it. Oh, maybe. It sort of has a smaller balloon below, but that might be a faraway heart balloon. But it's a bit hard to tell. And what's that triangle shape there? Let's keep looking. They got attached to a dog. And there's another one with confetti in it. And a weight at the bottom. Yeah, so I'm still thinking it's going to be maybe a heart-shaped balloon after all that, with a smaller balloon attached to it, which actually floats higher because it's less heavy. So we need to find...
What the hell?
What's up?
I still think it's just a plastic bag caught in the wind in the winter down here. Because unfortunately, that is all common.
Yeah, we got all these frames now. So this is the latest one here. You can see it's got sort of a heart shape happening at the top here, and it's got some stuff down the bottom here, and then sharpening it. Now if we go back to the blue,
just tumbling in the air. The air current is just tumbling, and so you're getting different weird shapes, especially with the two straps or the two handles.
Well, if you go back one before, as it's rotating, it does sort of look like a shopping bag hoops, but it also could be a heart-shaped balloon turning with some logo on the front here. And it might have this smaller balloon here, which is still following it around, and then it's turned to this position now, where it's gone slightly further and clockwise, and it's getting more reflection off the little balloon here, which I believe would be what they put on a thing on the tables of the wedding parties with confetti in it. And here, could that be a heart shape with the little balloon now raised up here, which makes it look like a swan? And there's the cable attaching to it here. It's very hard. You know, how does it end up being a shopping bag at that angle there? I suppose it's possible.
I'm just saying, I live here, kid. I know. I see this crap flying through the air all the time. So I'm saying it's a plastic bag. I'm just saying that's got to be it.
I think we can narrow it down to three things. Plastic bag, a white plastic bag maybe. Would it show up on thermal though, is the question there. I think we have to look at other sciences of it, like super cold. Would a plastic bag show up on thermal? And I'm not sure if we can actually verify that. But we know helium gases inside these heart-shaped ones, and also character balloons of ducks or swans. And I'd expect helium to get really cold. Let's see if we can find out any information. So again, it's research. How cold? If I can see what I'm doing. How cold is helium balloon? Let's say 1,000 feet. Oh, what's happened? I touched something I shouldn't have. Are you still there?
Oh, I'm still here.
I'm not sure.
I'm just being a good little soldier.
Helium.
Oh, someone's got to give you crap, Paul. My God. It
I get
just
enough
has to
crap.
be done. Nah.
Let's see. Is it better to keep helium balloons warm or cold? Helium is best kept at an even, comfortable room temperature. So helium balloons are best stored at room temperature.
See, if the room's too cold, your balloon will droop.
How cold can helium get? Negative 269 Celsius or negative 452 Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Can get very cold, can't it?
That's a little chilly. I had no idea.
Hey, Michael King's joined us from UK, I think. How's it going? So yeah, we're looking at the Rubber Ducky boring UAP that's on all UFO channels and see if we can sort of analyze it and find some answers. Why do weather balloons expand at high altitudes? Well, the air thins and the gas inside expands. What temperature is too hot for helium balloons? Okay, let's have a look at that one. Does anyone answer? That's the question. How to stop balloons from bursting? Only use high quality latex. But here, Mick West thinks it's a Mylar balloon, and I think it probably is, and that's probably why it's more reflecting. It may not be reflecting the heat of the actual balloon, but he never gave any comparisons for latex balloons. So we'll play his analysis in a minute, and you can see. How do you fill a helium balloon? No. Let's see. Keep in mind that extreme heat speeds up balloons' leakage. So what happens is, even on latex, the helium molecule actually passes through atoms. Goes through the rubber and leaks out that way. In temperature close to 100 degrees, the helium will escape much faster. What are they talking about? 100 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit there? Doesn't say, you see. You got to at least put the symbols on the end science papers. And how do you fill a helium balloon? Could a helium balloon float in space? Yeah. How long does it take for a balloon to reach space? 90 minutes before bursting. I don't think most of them would reach space. Space is 100 kilometers, and we know these balloons, Mylar balloons, can reach, let's see, 32,000 feet. What's that? 5 kilometers? So it's only a fraction. I don't think I saw the answer that we're after there about the temperature. So yeah, I wonder if we can find a rubbish bag, white rubbish bag. And we got Kieran joining us. Hello, friends. Yep. Although it says we've got 0 watching, I don't know why. So plastic bag on thermal. Let's see what happens. Do we get some answers here? Thermal plastic bag. Okay. There's a good insulator of cold. What's that stupid thing popping up?
Thank you.
2 plastic bags. Insulate. Yeah. Let's see. It's not going to give us anything about camera. Thermal, maybe camera. Wonder if anyone's done an experiment with plastic bags. Okay, the dot in the hand. See-through objects. I suspect a plastic bag would be see-through on thermal, actually. I wonder if that includes it there. And latex. I think latex balloons are see-through. I think that's why Mick West said he believes it's a Mylar, because you'll find latex balloons you won't see on thermal. So if you're gonna run drugs across the border using balloons, use latex then, because if they're not using their own eyes to spot stuff, or a regular camera, and they're just using thermal, and then they're not going to spot it. Well, we'll see if we can find an image to back that claim up. Because I asked Mick West, can you do experiments with latex?
Signatures with a FLIR, and yet it reflects off of water.
Okay, let's see what we got coming up here. Kieran, I have a question about mainstream UFO fakery, which is like a million times bigger scam than we saw on the net. It's not like Secureteam 10 or Alien Addict. There are UFO documentaries on air. Yeah, which use a lot of that footage that those people put up on YouTube, right? So it's no worse, but it's getting to more millions of eyes now. And they still get it incorrect. Proof is out there is getting a few of them wrong, because if they debunked everything, the ratings would drop down and people wouldn't watch it because they don't want to watch a debunking TV show, right? Which is exactly what that new series is trying to do. It's not too bad, at least they're debunking quite a few of them. But the experts are really questionable in my book. They got this guy that's a young guy. It's got all the high-tech hardware stuff that most of us older guys don't have. And they can run it through a process, probably like what they use for NASA and police, to be able to determine whether a video's been edited or doctored. I suppose it looks at the data itself, which you need a fairly good hardware system for that, to analyze every frame and see if it's been modified within the actual video itself. But NASA are the pioneers for enhancements, because they get a lot of footage back from space which has got artifacts and corruption in, which UFO channels love to put up and claim it's UFOs, when it's just simply corruption. And they're able to use that software to really enhance it, or just join it all together, stitch all the images together and make a complete image. Because everybody thinks these space probes just take a snapshot like a smartphone, but it doesn't. It can only scan a portion of what it's flying over, and it's got to do multiple passes and take another snapshot and just take it a wee bit further on, and eventually they get all these images and back on Earth, and they have to join it all together to see the bigger picture to get it into high res, right? But a lot of these people don't explain the technology or the process involved when they're looking at moon fakery documentaries or whatever. What else is saying here?
And that's why your channel is important, Paul, because you're doing a big service to those of us out here that genuinely want to know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I've got to read up all the technical documentation myself, because that's how I learned. And I've got to understand how the technology's working, you know, with the scanning. And I don't know all either. So, yeah, more scientific brains joined together, as we call it, the hive mentality, is the best thing to go. Instead of having individual debunkers with the egos get in the way of things, they should really be joining up together and just run it past each other.
I agree.
I don't always get it right, but I do, if more information comes in, correct what I can. Very high production value, and keep running again and again at the footage that debunked years ago. Yeah, and of course a lot of it I debunked a lot of years ago too. But like Mick West, you know, he put up that one claiming it was a bunch of balloons, when clearly you could see it was a blowfly flying around in front of the camera. Now, whether that was faked or not, I don't know, because the radar map didn't seem to match what was in the video from what I could see. If I was just trying to understand it, but. You could even see the legs on the fly and stuff. It's just so close to the lens, it was out of focus. Whether they had like a stationary camera set up, camera set up with a slight angle, and the fly was annoying it, and the people at the control center and Area 51 didn't know what they were looking at. And saying, what's that, you know? But I think it was meant to be a camera on board another plane that was meant to be chasing this thing. And to me, I think that tells me straight away that someone's got hold of a fly video and sort of splashed it on top of a normal video that they managed to get leaked from one of these test locations, and then put it out to the UFO channel as disinformation, right? And that one just goes around and round the net every few years still, because people just don't watch my channel. You know, and the debunk on that, only 160 people have watched it in the world, right? So they're not going to be any wiser. But I try to do the comparison thing. I say, well, here's a fly, let's blur it and see if it moves in a similar way in any of that video. And of course it does. And what else can you do, really, to show people to be more critical of what they're seeing? And of course they crop the lens flares as well, and especially on the International Space Station, the reflections, so that show the rest of the picture, so you can't see possible extreme light going back at the camera because of the sun coming up. They do all sorts of tricks on these channels, and that's really bad for fooling people who like... have we lost the magnifier? No, that's still working. Yeah, I should be reading down the side here instead, instead of my other screen. Let's just bring it up while we're answering this. Majority... Oh! CPU's lagging. Queen. Yeah, I was looking at Queen the other day because, you know, we went back to Mandela Effect, right? And they were saying the Champions song doesn't have "To the World" on the end, on the very last lyric. And I thought that's strange because, you know, we are the champions, I mean, off the world.
Right.
You normally end it with "off the world," but if you ever watch his videos, none of them have "off the world" on the end, on the very last line. And it's sort of, I think he may have done that on purpose, Queen. He was quite a clever guy. And an excellent singer, of course. He liked to get the audience involved, right?
Right.
So to leave off the world on to the audience to yell out and while he holds up the mic would make more sense to me, rather than being sort of like, yeah, that's what I think he did. But
yeah,
everyone says everybody says no. I'm pretty sure he's singing it at the end, and I'm thinking no. It's just that we got used to singing along and finishing it off. That we still think it's there.
Yeah.
So it's really a memory thing, rather a Mandela effect in that sense. But there are some stuff that sort of caught me out, like the 3PCPO silver leg, and I never saw. I don't remember ever seeing the silver leg in any of the movies I saw. But then again, it's on the desert, it's very bright, and you know, you just may not have been paying attention to the leg colour, you know. So yeah, it could be just a memory thing where you're not really, you know, how many times did you watch Star Wars so you never catch everything? It's just so fast going all the time. But yeah, Mandela is another thing. Maybe we'll cover it again sometimes in the future. Anyway, we're trying to find some example of see-through things he was talking about. Okay, what's he trying to do here?
But because it's a darker surface and not quite as shiny, we can still see through it. So if I put it over my head, you can still completely see through it and pick up the heat.
Okay, so that's a plastic bag he's got there, but a black one. And you can see how transparent it is. And that's what we're trying to. That's what Mick West was saying, and but he never really gave us an example.
Heat signatures on the other side of this, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Okay.
So, although it still was visible,
signatures with a FLIR.
So I would have to discount. Hang on, I would have to discount it being a plastic bag in that case because it's not see-through here. It's definitely solidly reflecting light back, right? So I'd have to discount shopping bag. Mylar swan balloon is very possible, but then we saw that it was changing shape here as well, where it seemed to be looking more like a heart-shaped balloon with a little tiny one attached to it. And it can't be latex because it's transparent, and so it has to be Mylar. Just having a look at these demonstration videos here. So let's do another one. Party balloon. We know is latex. Party balloon. Thermal camera. And let's see if we can find a comparison image here. Okay, what do we got? We got Mick West coming up. We got a house. Thermal farts.
Great.
But no party balloons. Apart from Mick West. But we'll get onto this in a minute. Like I said, we got lots to go through here. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go to images. Sometimes it's best to find an image where they're taking a snapshot. How do we get to that? Looks like I have to start a new search. Okay, let's copy that, paste that, and go images. And straight away we got one. And only one by the looks of it. We got a hot air balloon. And we got a weather balloon. Conduction. What's that one? Heat transfer. Using a latex balloon. So what do we got here? The top one looks like a latex, doesn't it? It doesn't look like a Mylar balloon. And look, you can't see. You can see right through it. Damn thing, what happened there? Alright, bigger image. Nope. There we go. That's a better one. So there you go, latex balloon over top of, oh no, being held by some mannequin, is it? Little toy thing. So that's what we'd expect to see on the thermal, on the helicopter, and if it's far away, that's going to fade into the background, isn't it? You're going to see the background heat through the latex balloon. So Mick has to be right by looking at those examples. And we'll just go to his explanation now. I think it's coming up. So we've got enough from this video to do an analysis. We've probably nailed it down to either a heart-shaped balloon with a small balloon attached to it, or a swan balloon rather than a duck. Kind of looks more like a swan balloon. Although we got no size indication on here. Let's just do a search on a duck helium balloon. You say, why would they do a helium balloon of a duck? Well, I think they might use those for like decoys for shooting even, you know. That makes sense. And then if you get bored, you can just shoot the floating balloons. Damn those ducks, let's shoot it up. Okay, let's see what comes up here. And it hasn't got the right length on the neck straight away, I see here with the rubber duck one. Compared to the swan one fit it a lot better, right? So I'd rule out the duck, rubber ducky. Here's a white one, it's got a longer neck, but still, if you look at the images, I think once we enhance, you can see the neck is quite long on here. Either it's a cable going to a smaller balloon. So I'd still rule out it being this, which is the closest one we've got with a longer neck. So a swan balloon or a heart-shaped balloon with a smaller balloon. And it doesn't fit a multiple bunch of balloons like everybody keeps saying. So let's go from there. And we've really probably spent an hour and a half on that. But anyway, it's been fun looking at that. I'll post the link to the original here. It's quite long. If you want to go through it and see what you can do with it yourselves, I'll just post it on the other screen. Original duck balloon, homeland security, I suppose, or border control. Americans have got all these fancy names for all these things, haven't they? So it should pop up there now. So it says about 0 watching and 6 lights. I don't believe in that. There's definitely something wrong, screwy with their stats. It used to work good one stage.
Jesus.
Hey,
Sorry.
Someone gave a donation, did they? Oh no, $20 US is actually 28 New Zealand. All right, okay, that makes sense. Majority of people has no idea that all these footages are debunked. Most of them are debunked, I suppose. There are some new stuff that does come along occasionally on shows. And it's really rare, though, to find something new that we haven't seen before. But yeah, a lot of it's on proof is out there. They do put other videos that are non-UFO stuff on, which some of them I probably haven't seen before, like the two-headed snake and all that sort of stuff, which is kind of boring because we do know that happens in nature. Yeah, it looks like it's broke, isn't it? No one's reported it, maybe. I don't know. No idea. Those footage don't believe that fakery is real. Debunking fake footage on the web only reaches 2% of people. I know, that's the problem. So what I do is I hope maybe a TV company sees my stuff and somehow incorporates it in their show, but obviously they don't want to pay me, but at least if they're looking at my stuff and using it, then that's a good thing. But anyway, it's not always about the money, it's about getting the truth, you know. Oh, there's the Rubber Ducky. I already done a search on it previously. Oh well, that's alright. And Mick West has found the duck. But you should have done the swan, man. Okay, let's have a look at what he's saying.
Hello, so here's a new UFO video. The Department of Homeland Security Rubber Duck video. So cool because it's got this little white shape down here that looks kind of like a rubber duck. You know, it's got the body, a little head, a little beak. Doesn't always look like that. It's you know, like most UFO videos, it's, you know, too poor of a quality to actually tell what's going on. It's very blurry, it's very overcompressed, and you can't really see very much. So what do we got here? What do we got? This is infrared video. It is taken on a plane. We know that because there's actually a fuller version of that video where you can actually see the plane itself. There it is. You can see the plane from the camera. You know, it's infrared, so it's showing heat, and this black here.
So when does he say infrared? Does he mean thermal here as well, or what? Because infrared is like black and white and grey, isn't it? Only
is hot. We know it says BH down here, so black hot. So anything that is white is colder than things that are less white. So this engine exhaust here is showing up as black because it's hot. It's a 1 hour video. The object appears about, I don't know, 20 minutes in or so, and then it just basically follows it. There's some interesting stuff we can see in the video, and I'll kind of get to that in a moment. But the first thing I want to note is that this number here, speed, some people have said that this speed is the speed of the object. It is not the speed of the object. This is the speed at which the camera is going over the ground. The camera's looking down. So here at this point, for example, the camera is fixed on the ground and the speed is 0. And when they start moving the camera around, you'll see it actually has a speed of something like 100 and something miles per hour, which is basically the same as the speed of the plane, which is over here. Less anything to do with it turning left or right, but it's not.
So far, I agree.
The speed of the object. We'll get a little bit more into that later. So what can we tell from this video? Well, there's a number of useful things actually. First of all, we have coordinates, which is always good when you're doing a UFO video because you can make sure that what you're looking at is what you think you're looking at and it's in the right place. Here we've got this one, it's 31 degrees, 111 degrees west. This is, over here, the coordinates of the plane itself. And the other numbers underneath this are the speed of the plane in knots, and the heading of the plane, which is this degrees.
He's got
good
eyes.
True heading. This is the true heading on the map, not the magnetic heading. And then the altitude of the plane, which stays at around 14,800 feet, so around 15,000 feet. They were probably aiming for 15,000 feet, and that's just what they're at. Okay, so that tells us what the
So that's pretty high up, and it's zooming down on this thermal camera onto this object. So that's why we don't get any high definition of it, because maybe they're just too high up. And why don't they get the camera set up better so they can actually zoom down?
There we go.
Yeah, and the plane's flying at 15,000 feet, 1,500 feet, and they don't get lower down to this object to really get a good look at it. So it's kind of strange to me.
The plane is doing through this video. Now, in the long version of the video, unfortunately, they removed this data up here. They removed the GPS data, so you can't get a full track. But we got 1 minute of the video where they have the actual GPS data, so we can use this. Now over here we have what looks like the same type of thing. We've got another set of GPS coordinates, and we've got a speed, a heading, an elevation, and a slant range. This is the position of the middle of the camera. So it's where the middle of this crosshairs intersects the ground, and we can see this from like a number of reasons. Just simply that what we have here isn't an altitude. You know, over here we have altitude, and over here we have elevation. This is an elevation of the ground, so this is the height of the ground, and we saw earlier that when the crosshairs are not moving, this speed.
It's been nice having you on the side, interacting.
Yep, hopefully I'll get back with you.
Okay, are you going to come back? Oh, he's gone already, I think. Okay, we'll just minimize. We'll just minimize that. And if he comes back, he comes back. So yeah, Mick West is going into his normal full detail breakdown here. And then he puts into a database to create a Google Earth track of the altitude of the plane and the location of the plane, which is kind of clever. And no, don't do that.
We start flying essentially in circles. The plane is flying in circles, round and round this object, looking down at this object. And so that means that either the plane and the object are both kind of weirdly going around in these strange circles opposite each other for no apparent.
Now, the plane's going around a circle, but this object's going straight. So, yeah, I'm not too sure why he's waving his hand around there.
Or we've just got, like, some object, and we've got the plane circling that object, and the object itself is moving in a straight line. And that's what actually it looks like. It looks like the object's moving in a straight line, and the plane is flying around that object. And if that is, in fact, the case, then from this layout here, we can tell that it's probably not moving very fast at all. It's probably just like drifting along relatively slow, like few tens of miles per hour tops. But we don't actually know exactly how fast it is, because we don't know exactly where it is, because we simply don't have enough information. But
so that's what he's saying. Where's this plot? He's got another video, I think. Oh no, here it is. And this is where he plots how the plane's flying around. And we've got a plane call sign there. And you can see they went around in circles there. Around the balloon as they're tracking it. Then they got fed up and went home. After 59 minutes, whatever it was. 40 minutes.
Probably something that they thought was some kind of border incursion, like drug smuggling, possibly on a drone, possibly on a balloon, or it could even be some loose balloons. I mean, there's towns nearby, like down here. There's actual towns on the Mexican side and on the U.S. side, and people sometimes let bunches of balloons go, and it could possibly
like a heart-shaped balloon with a little tiny one below that sort of string. Which is what I think it is, not a swan balloon. But so there you go. This Mick West's breakdown on it, and he's showing what a drone would look like on thermal or infrared. Passive infrared, I guess he's referring to here.
Sky shows up as like minus 100 degrees or something like that. So if you show anything against the sky, even ice, it's going to show up as hot. So
here he's saying even a drone shows up as white because it's close. He reckons it far away it'll show up as black. Is it? Let's just go back to rule out a drone.
Why something might show up as cold. It could actually be cold, which is simply because it's 4,000 feet above the ground. Now, if it was a drone, then the problem is that drones have engines, and the engines get warm, and so you see some sources of heat. Now, it might be that just the drone itself only shows the sources of heat in fairly small spots around the engine, and they kind of get cooled by the downdraft of the air, and the body of the drone actually stay relatively cold, and because it's at high altitude, it's colder than the ground. So I wouldn't rule it out entirely, but I think I'd kind of like to see an example of a drone shot from above. Some people show you like pictures of a drone against the sky, and that's entirely pointless because the sky shows up as like minus 100 degrees or something like that. So if you show anything against the sky, even ice, it's going to show up as hot. So any example that shows something against the sky, completely irrelevant. You need to show it looking from above, looking down at the ground with the object between you and the ground, and preferably the object several thousand feet above the ground to get a true look at what's actually going on here. Now, if it's balloons, there's a couple of types of things, types of common balloons, the regular kind of latex balloons or the plastic balloons, rubber balloons, which are often transparent to infrared. So
we
just wouldn't really see this stark cold thing. Depending on the actual thickness of the balloons and the size of the balloons. Mylar balloons, you see more of a reflection of what's going on. So you see a reflection of the environment. Now, because we're looking...
Now, I think he's done an experiment here on another video. Let's see. Here. So we'll just come to this one here. Leave that one. There's part 2. And he's got hold of a happy birthday Mylar balloon here, a fairly big one. Let's see, looks like I've got it half played through here. Let's see if Google will play it for us.
Minus 40 degrees, minus 46 degrees. So obviously anything you look at against the sky, even ice actually, it's going to appear as hot. It appears black hot against the white sky. So why in the Rubber Duck video are we just seeing white? We're looking down at this, and you saw earlier when I was looking down at this balloon, we saw this kind of white area at the top, but we see dark as well. Well, the reason is we're looking at it, down at it from quite a high altitude and from a steep angle, and I tried to simulate that as best as I could with what I have available by going up on my balcony and looking down. So here's the balloon, down here, and here's what it looks like. It just looks like a white blob. You can't see anything else. All we're seeing is white. You can play this here, and you see the balloon bobbing around. We don't see anything really other than the white blob.
See, Mick's done a good example here why Homeland Security also need a regular HD camera with optical zoom, so they can zoom in on it even without changing the altitude of the plane. And he's obviously using a P1000 here and some thermal camera that he's got. So he can do these experiments because he's got the gear, right? And he's obviously got a 2-story house.
When it's adjusted, we see just that white blob. And here I'm measuring the temperature. It's about 60 degrees. I did it this morning. When we go onto the balloon, it goes down to a much lower, below freezing temperature, which obviously it isn't. This balloon was actually warmer than the environment because it's been indoors the whole time. So it's actually should actually show warmer if it was showing. But because it's reflecting the sky, it just shows up as a white blob. And that's why this balloon possible bunch.
So yeah, I'd have to agree with all that, but still, he needs to do an experiment with latex, and I don't think he does in that whole thing. Let's just check anyway.
Look down at the balloon. He should have got up on the roof of the building and filmed it looking down.
So again, we're looking at the balloon going upwards. I don't know if he's got it on fishing wire. And it's still looking black instead of white. Okay, so he's talking about the same thing. No experiment with latex. But anyway, maybe he will do one like that as well. So here we go. I was looking up something here. I thought that was kind of clever though. This guy was converting those portrait videos, so it actually looked like it was like blurred out either side here to make it like widescreen. Why do we do landscape though? Well, landscape is actually meant to be for two eyes, you know, left and right, and portrait is actually one eye. It's like looking through one eye. So whenever you film something, you see here, it's very hard to keep a small object inside the frame, right? Because it's like closing one of your eyes and trying to film an object in the sky in a little slit. So it's always better to go with the landscape because you're more likely to capture more of the object in frame, else it will keep going out of frame a lot easier. So there's a lot of benefits to filming landscape, but yeah, this guy is doing some clever stuff, taking an image, blurring it out from the portrait and then sort of adding it to the side so it looks like it's a full landscape view when it really wasn't. So yeah, I'm not sure if anyone wants to do that out there. This is a sort of technical thing. I was looking at that and thinking, oh yeah, will I ever want to do that? Probably not. But I thought it was clever anyway. Maybe if you're running a news channel where you get a lot of the portrait ones coming through. I'll just put the thing down here anyway, converting portrait to widescreen, without it being silly like some of those other ones they do. They sort of have a bigger version of the image in the background. It doesn't look quite right to what he's done here. He's actually done some better editing, I think. I'm not sure what his name is. Anyway, you got the link there now. How are we going for time? 1 hour 43. So next one, this one here, it's been doing the rounds. So we probably should be looking at some UFO channels to start with. What's GUFON got to say? Let's just check.
What they saw. This is not the actual footage of what they saw.
Okay, so he's plugging UFOMAN. We know UFOMAN is a fraud channel. And he's saying this is something he saw too in the sky.
I want to show this one because I've never seen anything like it, and I really need your opinion. Now, before we do that, you see this right behind me? When art imitates life, or life imitates art. We will be talking about that and how Lou Elizondo may actually be an actor, and that's not even a joke. This isn't some sort of game I'm playing just to get people over here. I thought it would be interesting to talk about.
Hey, on the Lou stuff, because he's been on TV, he ends up on the movie database now. And all the references to him are always when he did the TV show, and other TV shows since. No time frame has he been an actor before TSA. So this is making fake news up about someone's past. Unlike if you look up Tyler Klockner, you'll see he's always been advertising since the age of 14 or something. He faces himself as a model and also an actor, and he wanted to work in the movie industry. And also, if you look up Third Phase of the Moon, they've always been doing stuff before the UFO channel of acting and producing UFO videos. Is a bit suspect, because a lot of the early stuff, especially they still got it up, was suspect to be models of car parts and also some CGI later on. But Lou is not in the same comparison as those, but he's calling out Lou as an actor, which is clearly wrong, compared to his mates that he defends all the time, which are Third Phase, which have clearly been fabricating stuff since they ever started, because they fancy themselves as script writers and producers and actors. That's why anyone that should go on there that wants to be credible should not go on Third Phase of the Moon. But anyway, just carry on with this silly one here.
I found something on Lou, which is kind of interesting. It's right here. Oh yeah, you're not seeing the screen either. Yeah, this right here. I'll show you what that means in a minute. Enjoy the video.
So this is playing UFOMAN stuff now, which we'll probably get the chance to go over some of his stuff too. Maybe not today, maybe another day. C-shaped UFO spotted by a man and his wife after a thunderstorm. Now, as soon as I hear C-shaped balloon, and we know there's like 40-inch or even bigger. "40-inch C letter balloon." I won't put helium in, see if it comes up. There you go. 49-inch. I suppose they can get bigger still. You both have to read the captions. So yeah. And of course some of them can have LEDs on the outside now. And if you saw that in the sky in a thunderstorm, wouldn't you think that was a C-shaped UFO? I think a lot of people out there would, because they're not familiar with how big some of these balloons are. Some can even go up to 6 foot, I think. 72-inch, let's see. It doesn't even say 72 in the captions. Probably have to... Oh, here we go. I know, that's the biggest wedding type balloons you can get. But anyway, you see what I mean. And you also got, let's see, LED ones. Well, you can just strap on any lights on the outside you want, really. You can just buy the LED separate, and they run off various size batteries. Here's one of the lights around the outside. Let's have a look at that one. Not exactly what we're after. We want it to go around the outside of the letter. There's a letter A lit up. But that's not a helium balloon, is it? No, it's a thing on the wall. Lead letters. Okay. It's not balloons though, is it? It's like these ones here, you stand up on the floor. They're quite big. Baby, love. Light up letter. Want balloon. What's that one say? Yeah. I'm pretty sure people can make it anyway, like these ones here with the lights added on. So you can get these LED lights for balloons. And you can also get it for cars, right? To run off 12 volts. And you can just put it inside the balloon, it lights it all up like that. And you got these fairy light ones where they run it around the outside. So yeah, makes you wonder what's possible out there. So they're like little tubes, those ones. And you can see how bright they can get. Runs off one of those little tiny, not triple A's or double A's. I think it might be a smaller battery than that. So straight away, once I hear C-shaped UFO seen, I think, okay. Have they been shown various balloons? And see if they could recognize it. Probably not. So we've got to come back to that one. That's quite an interesting one.
And I'll be back in 1 minute flat.
Hi guys, it's UFOMAN. In this clip, we've got a sketch of a C-shaped UFO seen by a couple outside a thunderstorm on 8/26/2021. And here's a video out of Guadalajara that they say resembles what they saw. This is not the actual footage of what they saw, but it resembles what they saw. So take a...
So what do you think that is, straight away? To me that looks like high mast lights. Maybe at a construction site. So could they have been fooled by some towers? And could it be some construction lights? Because they also, I don't know, it looks like it's on some sort of framework there. That's another possibility. So if you go to construction LEDs, construction yard LED, well, let's see, try that. Okay. They do have these balloons which are brighter than lights. Which are easy to put up for construction sites. So if there was a big storm, maybe they got whipped away and lifted up in the air. It's a possibility. So here's some here. These big bright lights. I suppose they could have them on a rack, on a little flimsy stand. There's some more there. Oh, not that one. Where did it go to? There. No. It's too small. We've got some more here. You see, they're on posts, but some are also like helium balloons, which float. So might just narrow it down. Helium balloon. And you get these ones here, also on stands. Another one on stand. But they can also be on cable. And they're not coming up here. Construction. Is that one of them? Believe me, they're out there. They use them for movie sets and things. There's a load of them. But I was just seeing if there's any on a rack, which like on spotlights. But if you go back to the video, I wonder if we can actually enhance it and see if we can see any structure to that one there. But when they pan back, you can see it's actually looks like it's on a hill range. Oh, don't need to do that one. I need to do that one. Let's see. I might just close down that chat window completely. What's happened here? Whereabouts is it? Yeah. I don't think he's going to come back. If he does, he'll pop on the side chat probably. Now I'll just grab an image of that one. Suppose alien.
Hey, look, make an assessment. Let me know what you think.
Okay, zoomed in there. It kind of looks like spotlights, doesn't it? Maybe there's some concert happening that someone was filming. Can we see any posts? That's the question. Oh, wrong one again. Let's run it through some filters. See, this is why I don't like these channels. They just don't look. And of course we've got lots of missing information, which makes it really hard for everyone else to investigate it. Still working alright. Gotta watch pushing the wrong buttons. Can suck all the CPU and cause a stream problem. Let's try this close-up one. I'm not sure how they get that to be a C-shaped. Still looks like high mask lights to me. Brightness. Color swap. The right one. Okay, let's see what that does. It's got a few colors in it. Well, it's what? Might be too close. Too close to see possible wire lines coming down or above. Kind of looks like something to be at a concert though, doesn't it? Can we see reflections of something coming down? We need a far away shot, I think. And this has been digitally zoomed. Let's see how. There we go. So what do we got going on here? So we need to look at that whole frame there and enhance it, don't we? I suppose we can grab another image. You can see how far away he digitally zoomed. I don't think that's a proper optical zoom in there. I would have expected to be a clearer picture if it was. Let's just go down here and have a look. What are we looking at? A construction site, hill, top of a building. Looks like there's some posts going up there. So that's sort of changing things a wee bit now, isn't it? A moon with some cloud cover. Looks like a street sign here, but it's probably a billboard or something, isn't it, with lights on it. So yeah, it's still not the best, is it? Looks like trees, maybe. It does look like a hilltop here, doesn't it? And look, it looks like there's some sort of structure going up to this here. And you can see there's something happening. You can see where the light's reflecting off below. So yeah, that looks like it could be buildings even. That looks like a high-rise or some kind happening here behind. So let's go back to normal. Now we can't see. Let's try brightness. It's very out of focus, isn't it, as well? Definitely looks like trees and buildings there. What are we looking at here, though? Tree. Still looks like a high mass light at the right altitude. But that would have to be closer than these trees and other things going up here in the background. So these got to be closer. So what is that thing here? Let me just get a drink. There's a water tank. I got a choice between cold tea and there was some water with some powder stuff added to it. To make it taste a bit better. Oh, that's a bit better. Yeah, maybe we can do it two ways here. Let's focus on that one first. Still looks like trees. Still could be a sign, still could be a water tank. So, I don't know. It's a bit hard to tell. Almost looks like that's definitely attached to something here, isn't it? And that one shows it up a bit better. What the hell would it be though? High rise? Stadium? Or outside drive-through with some highlight mask lights? Your guess is good as mine. We'd have to look on. We wouldn't be given the map, of course. And this one here, which they're claiming is a sea UFO, which is absolutely nonsense, right? That's too far away now. Let's try colours. I can see this definitely got something going around it here, but we can't see it. That was just too far away now. Okay, what I thought was the moon was obviously another bright light, isn't it? Looks like it's reflecting off top of something here. Let's go back to that one. What the hell's this? This looks like another... stuff happening. Don't think it's the moon, but it could be, I suppose. Looks like it's reflecting off. Oh, right, that could be lens flare. Yeah, it could be lens flare. Little dots. No, it could be the moon. Can't see, like that one there, we can't see like something joining up with it. Now that one definitely looks like it's on sort of legs or maybe a base. And I think that one's the same. But yeah, we're guessing because we ain't got the information. I don't know where that drawing comes from, whether it's from the eyewitnesses. For that to be flying around as an alien craft, that makes no sense whatsoever. How do they know it had structure? So where's the people on voice telling the story? So we don't hear much about it, do we? Why can't I hear it now?
Wow, that was awfully quiet. I
Was,
came back,
wasn't it?
I'm like, you gotta be kidding, where's all the sound? This is an interesting sighting. And I think
it's gonna be high mass flux.
this is exactly what I recorded years ago. And I am going to find it. And I'm gonna show you. This is amazing.
Of course, it could be a Goodyear blimp, especially if it's at a stadium. That's the only thing I could think of where you would see a C-shaped. What they're seeing is the LEDs scrolling around on the side of the blimp. I just can't see why aliens would be flying around in a C-shape. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. C-shaped UFO. Let's see what comes up. That's another possibility I just thought about. I remember there's a C-shape pattern you get on those really big night kites. So let's just have a look. C-shaped lead kite. That would make more sense. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? And you put some leads on it. And bingo, it's one of those surfing kites. Nighttime surfing kite with some leads on it. So, yeah, that makes total sense. And they do it at twilight. Now, of course, that's not their actual video though. And of course you got these huge triangle ones that can be facing the people, and they can form may look like a structure with LEDs lit up on it that forms a C shape. But this would make more sense if you had LED lights for night time. Whether anyone's done that. Always got to think outside the box. Let's see. Let's narrow it down. Surf kite.
C-shaped lead kite.
Hey, what happened there? Surf kite. Leads. Let's see what comes up. Now there you go. Bingo. LED lights for kites. Can't seem to zoom in on it. Obviously it's for surfing. There you go, he's got the rim of it lit up here. So yeah, I think maybe I'm closer to the truth here than these guys now. And there you go. And it's actually just a normal kite, that one, but it's forming a C shape. Look how big it is. So yeah, I think they got fooled by lead kite. And that one's all lit up there. Yeah, you just got to keep looking at these things because you never know what people are up to with ongoing technology changes, right? Look at these. And of course, one of those breaks away, it'll be up in the air, right? Can go for miles and land somewhere. They'll probably be looking for it. Look at that guy, he's way up there. Oh. So we're trying to find nighttime ones. Come on. There must be more examples. Let's see, what's that one? Can't quite see. Whoa, look at that guy. Oh, how the hell did he get up that far? No, that can't be right, can it? He wouldn't be that stupid to go up that high. Maybe it just took him up. Whoa, that'd be scary. You gotta hang on, mate, until you're over the water. Doesn't look like it's over the water even. It's in the shallows there. Holy crap. Now that one's lit up. He's got these blue LEDs on it. But that's on the surfboard. I reckon they got it on the kite as well. But it's not going to show us. But anyway, that's what I think. So yeah, I was trying to see if we could find the story of all that picture. And it's not come up, has it? So, is it a MUFON case number? It could be. And if it's near California where they got Surfin, if it's near a coastline. So we're lacking lots of information here. What's that one? Catches. Okay, that's one of those Fata Morgana ones of a ship out to sea. And it looks like it's floating, and it's not. It's actually Fata Morgana. It's probably behind the horizon here, and it's just aiming up in the sky. I don't think it's a false horizon, but it could be where you get fog. So that's another possibility. But yeah, I can't find that story looking at the pictures. But if you come across it, we might be able to... Oh, what's this one? Ah, that kind of looks like a she shape as well, doesn't it? With the square windows they had on their drawing. That's another possibility. What is this thing? Of any... But is it a big bending she shape around the other direction though? But we don't know which way they were looking at it. Introduce the worst flying saucers. Okay, so what are they up to here? It looks like a helium balloon. What's that one? It could be anything. Aliens sticking out the window. The famous letter O balloon. So that's what I mean. Just stick a few LEDs on that, right? And confuse a few people. C shape. Anyway, And we need to come to his mega compilation here. It's going to take hours to go through it probably. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to bring that up because MUFON had it. I think he brings up that looks like a crotch. This one here. So, yeah, I just wonder if there's a full video. Anyway, we'll get rid of GUFON. Okay, what's this guy up to? I have to come back to him. Let's see, Secureteam put it up, didn't they? Secureteam. He's got the full video. And there it is. And he's just put up another one overnight. Submarine hit by unknown. So again, it's still all the same repeated stories out there. Leaked government footage. I think I've got that one queued up as well. So let's go over it. Oh, loud.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam with a quick Insomnia Bite video. Now, if you didn't see last night's video, I posted it pretty late, but go ahead and check it out. I'll put it at the end of this video. Pretty explosive footage in that video. And yeah, I wanted to comment on this clip really fast. Yes, some others may have already reported on it. You don't have to put it down in the comments. I'm still playing catch up here, but still, for those of you who haven't seen it and the link that this footage may have to another sighting you may have not seen. So here's a news story from October 6th from 95.7 The Jet, who posted a report about a strange UFO that was filmed hovering over Chicago. And so before we get to the details, here is that footage that was posted publicly to YouTube by the person who actually filmed it.
Never been more stressed.
Okay, here we
watching
go.
someone else videotape something. We've already gotten out of view range, but it's like, okay. What is that? Wait, no, let's think logically about it. What is that? Yeah, that doesn't.
Oh, it looks like a walking crotch, doesn't it? What do you call it? Crutch.
What is that? What is it? I don't know if I should be concerned or not. Okay, wait, let's think logically about this. I swear to God, it's changing shape.
Okay, this is really strange. We have
Is that the full footage? There must be a lot more to that than that.
Object here. It almost looks like a crutch when you think about it. But when you look at it and how far away it's zoomed out, it's obviously not a crutch being suspended in the air by anything like that. It's totally vertical, does not seem to be blowing in the wind. And so, as reported by 95.7, a Chicago resident was up on the rooftop of one of her buildings when she spotted this object and then filmed the encounter. Her video shows this oddly shaped black object hovering high above the windy city. When asked for more information about the floating craft, the woman, who goes by the name Ayana, described it as saying, quote, "I literally have no idea what it was. There is nothing comparable. It was a ball of some sort with two long strings or belts hanging from it. I felt total confusion and a bit creeped out." Well,
Well, I can't see any ball. It's not the best of videos either, isn't it? It's obviously done on a smartphone. And it's out of focus. So to me it looks like, you know, tube-like, and tube-like normally is solar tube balloons, so it can bend around. But in this case I don't think so, because it looks like it's got connection points in between. So, and before we saw, when it was less blurry, it looked like it had a hoop going upwards here. So it looks like it's a complete circular string of balloons, really. That's all you can really say about that one. Just close that down there. Yeah, I don't think I want to keep any of that. So let's see. Circle of balloons. Helium. Be the first thing to look at. Oh, hey Dan, how's it going? You're a bit late joining the party today. We're 2.5 hours into it. So we just want images and see if there's any linked balloon type things out there. And bingo, there's one to start with. But looks like they just placed normal balloons in a circle to me for photographing. So we discount that one. And we know they do wedding arches to join balloons together. So could it be a wedding arch as a possibility? Although an arch doesn't join back together, so that sort of eliminates that, unless it's broken apart, of course. So you can't really discount it. So circle thing's not working for us. So we have to try a chain of helium balloons. Let's try chain. Here we go. So could be a chain, wedding arches. And there's one using chain. But again, it doesn't look like that in the video. Where was it? So it's got some bigger ones, bigger balloons. It doesn't look like it's... This one's too thick. It looks like it's a single row of tube balloon, maybe. But that's obviously what it is. And here we go. Bingo. We've got something coming up here that looks very similar to it now. Giant helium balloon rosemary. Okay, so can we get a bigger picture of that one? And here we go. Shebang. So how long did that take to search it? This is what we're looking at, I think. Here we go. And that one kind of fits it. So we've got a black and white there. And it's got a cross at the end. I don't think I saw a cross on it though. But yeah, that one looks very similar. Maybe because we can't see the cross. So it looks like it can be regular sized balloons, right? So, and different colours or bigger balloons. And there we go. It looks very much like this one here. Solved. So you just have to type in a few keywords really. Now I just wanted to see if we could search it myself. I know there has been other people put up videos over the week, but I didn't really want to be influenced on them because I wanted to do it real time. And yeah, the rosemary balloon thing fits it 100%. We got little balloons in between, different colour balloons there, and we had a hoop here. which means it's a complete hoop, and I can't quite see the cross at the end there, but it could be facing towards us on an angle so we don't see the cross. Looks like there's not much air current, right? So did the security team even try to debunk it? Let's have a look.
Out. Well, I can totally understand that. And as I'm showing you different zoomed in, zoomed out, enhanced versions, some of you guys may be experiencing that same bit of creepiness. The hairs starting to rise on the back of your neck. And so while looking
it's only
for
your
answers,
voice, Tyler. When I hear your voice, it gives me the creeps because I feel a con man is coming my way. Which I'm surprised that none of you out there are creeped out by his voice like I am. Yeah, it's a good match. I think it's a 100% match, and the right angle, you won't see the cross. And you can see how blurred it is there.
Ayana's friend posted the video to YouTube. While some commenters suggested it was a balloon, others refuted that, quote, "I've never seen a balloon just hang still in the open air like that. It should bob around, even if just a little." Someone else stated, quote, "It looks like something hanging from a helicopter, except..."
Now you got to remember that cross on the end. I've now got it off the screen here. It looks like they've got various ones made from balloons, but also looks like they've got like wood ones on the end. And of course that would make it more stable, especially in slight breezes. It's like a counterweight, right? And that's why the rest of it's sort of twisting around. But this bit down here is sort of staying firmly downwards.
There's no helicopter. And indeed, there doesn't seem to be anything that this object would be attached to, such as a drone or something like that, you know, would be dangling something like this, and it certainly doesn't look like any type of balloon I've ever seen. And so, whatever the object is, it still remains a mystery, and someone pointed out to me on Twitter that this object may possibly be linked to an object that was sighted back in May of 2021, where a similar shaped, albeit much more blurred footage this time, described as an anchor-shaped UFO, leaving a trail of smoke in the sky before crashing into the sea over Indonesia. Now, there are conflicting reports.
Okay, wasn't it like one of those firework balloons that caught fire, or... That was totally different. But again, they could probably stick a load of fireworks on one of those rosemary chain balloons things and set that on fire.
Reports, some saying that what we're seeing in Indonesia was not smoke at all, but was an actual object, seeing as that nothing was ever recovered or seemed to have crashed there. Some have said that there was an object and that this was smoke. Nonetheless, could these two sightings be linked? I will leave it up to you guys, but still, very strange things happening above Chicago. I know.
He'll leave it to you guys to decide it's a UFO craft alien. So you notice his, the way he words things here, which is deceptive. From the first sighting of it, he said it was a craft. Instead of saying object, right? So he's really seeding the people that are watching mind. He used a lot of psychology on his fans, and they don't even realise it. He's sort of programming them with words. I think he probably must have done some papers in psychology or something, hasn't he?
No, I have thousands of viewers in the Windy City, so if you saw this or have footage similar to it, upload the footage to YouTube and shoot.
So he did no analysis on it. Didn't even do his basic Google search. You know, just doing a balloon. Just assume it's a balloon and just do a Google search, and then suddenly we got matches that seem to match it perfectly. And you can see the hoop now going upwards here. So you can see it's all joined together. It looks like they may have modified it a wee bit maybe, where they changed the weight on it so it wasn't coming down in the right place. What they can do is they could fill up some of these balloons, especially the ones lower down, to try and keep it vertical with water. So they fill up these with half water, but they didn't fill these other little ones in between. It doesn't form a perfect necklace loop, you see. But anyway, that was just deceptive and boring, and he did no analysis on it. I probably could run through some enhancements on that and do a side-by-side on these ones, but I don't think it's needed. I think it's solved. I know other people did do some analysis on it, so let's see. Scott Brando would have done that one. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's another video that come out. A blurred out plane. You can't see the length of the plane. What's all this crap? Secureteam. Right, is this the one with the balloon? One of the random UFO images published by hoax channel Secureteam 10 in their latest video is still image from a known fake video. Okay. So it wasn't even the one I was thinking of. It's actually from Section 51. Exposed that years ago. I remember there was another video with it on fire or something as well. I'm not sure if that's the same video now, but there you go. Debunk this one. Already done 1 year ago. Which one is that? Airlines. Oh yeah, that's the plane one he just put up. Tic-tac. A real picture with a nonsense caption. Yep. Meteorite recently fell into. Yeah, so is that a plane? Let's see, plane control. Long exposure. What did he say it was? Is that the explanation? Same event, taken from a different perspective. Okay, what is it? Third phase. Those folks at the third phase commented to this picture in their latest video. What is it though? The meteorite fireball didn't fall into the volcano, so it was actually a meteorite. Okay, where did it fall? Is that playable? No. Well, there's the smoking volcano. Looks like it fell on the side of the volcano. Okay. Just perspective, isn't it? Yeah, it's on the other side of the volcano. Okay, let's keep on going. Where's the rest of it? Back to that one again. Okay. There we go. Finally. So what's he got here? Oh yeah, he did the video. Did we have the video? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I know he did analysis, and I did have the video. Okay, let's go to the video and have a watch. Let's see what he comes up with. So it come from Reddit, did it? I've got some music, I'll just mute that. He never talks on his ones for some reason. Here's the video. Yes, we've seen that. Okay. And you can see what I was talking about portrait before. It's like a single eye. It's very hard to keep it in frame, especially if you're zooming in. Now if you do it landscape, that problem goes away. There you go, so now we've got a video of it. Okay. But that one is moving around, but you can see the bottom half is way down there, which is what I was saying. That one's slowly going upwards by the looks of it, so it'll probably eventually stabilize itself. But that one hasn't got the extra colour balloons in between though, which is unfortunate. And I reckon they can add water into it to make it more stable, to keep it vertical in the lower half, right? Okay. Good. Okay, be right back. Need some food. Unfortunately, I haven't had anything to eat yet either. I've been going since the morning here. Oh look, they even got LED balloons in there, just to confuse you a wee bit more. There's your C-shaped balloon coming up. See, it'll bend around and it'll form a C shape. So maybe that's what the other one was as well. Maybe it was one of these stupid rosemary crosses balloons with LEDs on it. Yeah, it's all debunked. But I like the way I do it, where people can see how I search it and get the answer my way, rather than just a video there that sort of sums it up at the end. And got another Secureteam one coming up. He's put up a few more since too. So let's look at this one next. Like I said, we want to get through all the videos today. There's been a few put up since I was last on, as usual. Just catch up on the... Alright, he's also got the duck one on this one. But we just looked at that with him. September 9, according to the timestamp. Yeah. The Feast of Scent celebrates on the 19th. Well, there you go. This is another fact you found, you see. So I didn't bother searching it up because I thought it was fairly obvious. But there you go, you can search up events that happen, whether there's any balloon releases. Oh no, I hate that music. And now we've lost the thing down the bottom. New leaked. I think we've just been over
UFO
that
footage
one.
that is being circulated around the internet of what is said to be a newly leaked piece of UFO footage of an unidentified, fast-moving object captured by the Department of Homeland Security.
Maybe we didn't play Secureteam's version of it, did we? We played Mick West. Well, you can see here the deception between Mick West and how I did it, and these guys.
Flying over the mountainous terrain of Tucson, Arizona. And apparently, this U.S. reconnaissance plane caught what they are calling the Rubber Duck, as the object is shaped like a rubber duck that they unknowingly captured by accident by an RC-26 surveillance aircraft that was being flown by DHS looking for smugglers. You're seeing a bunch of numbers on the screen. These are basically just showing the speed of the plane, the speed that the tracker in the camera is moving, and the object looked for any type of balloon, even Mylar balloons. Hence the stirring up of the ufology community. The footage begins with the plane's crew surveying the landscape using their thermal optic system known as FLIR. It's infrared. The wider the thing...
Okay, infrared flare. He's saying forward looking, but I'm not sure if it is. Maybe it is. We've covered this one on the first part of the live show anyway, and sort of debunked it. We looked at what balloons looked like on thermal.
Things are, that means the cooler or colder that they are. And so this object appears to be emitting no heat whatsoever. So they were flying over the landscape, and some 20 minutes into the footage, the UFO appears. It comes racing into the view of the camera at around 9 p.m. on November the 23rd, 2019. So this is some aged footage here. The shape of the object, estimated to be around 6 foot long, hurtles over the...
So you can sort of, like he's loving this, just keep on going. Alright, get 4 minutes into
face pointed at our... going off, you may know already, unhuman, off-planet kind, bumping into one another. So tell me what you guys think about this.
Okay, so he's telling me what you guys think. So he's just running up any video, same as all the other channels. And he seems to have the greatest audience for some reason. So no answers from this guy. 154,000 views. And another dislike. 13k likes. So it was in Arizona. I said that to John when he was first on. So yeah, if we go to third phase now, just from there, just while we're back on that one, you'll see they're really picking on that one. So where did they start from? Here it is, and now, oh no, that's the interview. Must be this one. Yes, surveillance blimp. No, whereabouts did they start it? No. Must be this one. No, it's got to be back. Anyway, they got this guy being interviewed here.
I was reached out through my Instagram channel by a follower.
Now, if you want to be credible and the person that leaked the footage, you don't go on third phase. That sort of way counteracts. And they got some stupid music playing, have they?
Who I guess decided he felt.
So this ruins it for me. Boom, 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 boom. While that guy's trying to talk, that's just stupid.
You know, talking to me and basically sending me cell phone footage of the. Well, I think the major media is not happy with the fact that the footage is out the way it came out, because right now, as you notice, you know, you have certain specific individuals who are kind of controlling the narrative, and they're dropping specific information, kind of.
It's a damn balloon. Well, a couple of balloons actually, but yeah. So they're sort of milking that one. 16 minutes, but that's not the first time they brought it up. Let's go back. Homeland. Must be on the one before, surely.
Heat damage.
Abu Rawat.
The perimeter.
They must have deleted the other video, did they?
Flashes on the surface. It's like walking on the moon.
Let's keep on going backwards, so it's not that one. So there's another guy that's constantly on their channel. Now, what's his name? Forrester. I wouldn't trust anything on that guy since he's so big on third phase. And he's the one that brought out the alien hand business, which turned out to be a sill flipper, in my analysis anyway.
At it once again, but I'm liking this because we have this time not one object. But
so they brought it back then.
Watch this for 20 minutes because there's a lot to observe on this craft, and if this was clocked at 100 to 200 miles an hour, we're looking at technology that might be one of ours, but it seemed like it.
So straight away they're into disinformation there. This object's actually moving at 10 miles per hour. And the plane's moving at 100.
Caught the pilot's eye to capture this for 20 minutes straight.
I thought it was 40 minutes. But anyway, so they got 2 videos on it, at least 2. So you can see how deceptive they are. They're trying to pump it as a UFO drone. And now they've got the guy interviewing on it, who's also suggesting that YouTube people are covering it up as a helium balloon. But yeah, we saw it rotating, changing sort of shapes there. And go back and watch it if you're just joining us and see what I said instead of me repeating.
All you have to do to learn more info is search Rubber Duck UFO.
Okay, so we looked at rubber ducks, and none of them have such a long gap between the head and the body. So that was ruled out. More fits a swan balloon of anything. But anyway, just carry on.
And Google will give you a ton of results. And of you may know already, myself and another film
director are going to scam you guys for more money. And of course, now we're looking at a hang glider with a plane in the background. False image again.
By the name of Darcy Weir have been collaborating on a documentary film on the infamous TR-3B, or as many of you have seen it as the dark silent triangles sighted hovering in our skies.
And I've debunked pretty much all of them, I think. Most of them turn out to be kites. What are we saying in here? Large rosary balloon released with a prayer above. Yep. Parallax from a moving plane would make it look like it's moving faster, which is exactly what's happening. Third phase on the moon is so much gaslighting. Yep. I am not a fan of GUFON, nor am I, as you know. Parallax is apparent displacement of an object because of the change in the... Yeah, I agree with you, Michael. Okay, so now we're on to these TR-3Bs, making a documentary about it. As far as I know, there's no footage out there that proves beyond doubt that there are TR-3Bs in the sky. But there are a lot of credible witnesses, of course. The video evidence doesn't sort of match up what's being said by the witnesses
for years now. And so here is a clip going off planet now to...
Okay, so we know that Soho in the stereo camera in space does get anomalous artifacts on the images from radiation, And here it looks like it's just low res of some sort of solar flare.
To our sun, where it appears that there is a massive black triangular shaped UFO literally looks to be exiting the sun's outer plasma field, either that or passing behind it.
Okay, so that's kind of misleading if it's just a still image instead of looking at the full video of it.
But you guys can see that here. So this is taken from one of the many satellites that we have up out there in space, pointed at our sun, giving us real-time video footage and images as it spins, as it glows.
Okay,
and a couple of videos back, you guys may have seen, I did an entire video about strange UFOs that have been captured by these satellites hovering near our sun. And so,
what do you call them? You know what I mean.
As you can see, this is a definite vector or V-shaped or
to me, it looks like it's a like a loop, where you see the solar thing go up and then it sort of opens up and then splashes out. Solar burst. Looks to me like the colour's been dimmed down too to make it more black. Right, he's mucked around with it here. If you look at the pictures on NASA, they're a lot brighter yellow than this. Soho yellow image. I don't know. Probably won't come up. I'm not sure what your camera view it's called. Solar, Sun, NASA. Oh, here we go. See how much brighter it is. So the normal colour's that. And that. These other ones that I've been mucked around with. Okay. So we want an emanational one really, where you see the ejection happening, forms like a loop. Here's one right out in space here. And of course the black blocks, this shows you how it's transmitted back. Doesn't take a snapshot of it. Using one image, I don't think, in this case, but I'm not too sure. And they may take one picture and then carve it up into these little squares and transmit it back. Might be what's happening. As you notice, it's normally every so many seconds, so if they had one sensor that sort of scanned it, that could explain why it's sort of time-lapsed as well. Scanned it, transmit it, scan it, transmit it, scan it, transmit it. I'm not too sure how they do that, but they do have different filters, yellow and all that, and they put it together, and then you see it in your 3D glasses as in three-dimensional. That's why they got a stereo version of it and different colours of it. That sort of brings out enhancements. But yes, it's nonsense. Typical Secureteam deception.
This is taken from one of the many satellites that we have up out there in space, pointed at our sun, giving us real-time video footage and images as it spins, as it glows. And a couple of videos back, you guys may have seen, I did an entire video about strange UFOs that have been captured by these satellites hovering near our sun. And so, as you can see, this is a definite vector or V-shaped or triangular-shaped dark object, whatever you want to call it, that seems to be appearing and leaving before finally...
Look, It's even taken the NASA contrail of a rocket. He's hopeless, isn't he? Again, thank you for the donation there. John. His name wouldn't come to mind. John is the one who also donated this laptop I'm currently using. Without that, I wouldn't be on air now. But, yeah. We need more kind people donating to the Out There channel to keep us going.
Disappearing into the darkness of space. And as I said, in this upcoming documentary, you're going to hear a lot about the vector shape, or the triangle. North Carolina, we begin to see lights appearing one by one that then reveal what appears to be something in the shape of a triangle.
3 dots, 3 lights in the sky is always going to form a triangle. So even if it's planes... In fact, I can hear something in the background there. Sounds like a jet engine or something. And this is what really annoys me, is none of these guys use any of the smartphone apps and just hold it up to the sky, or just look on the displays and it'll show you the planes within 200 kilometers. So none of that's ever used on these ones, on these 4 channels. This guy's outside smoking. There's a smoker.
Triangle UFOs, vector shapes. We've spoken about rubber duck shaped UFOs, but how about a nice square or cube shaped UFO? Here is a clip sent in by a viewer where he captured what he calls a strange...
Well, we looked at this one last week, wasn't it? I said it was just a high-rise behind cloud cover there, because we just one of those low city photographs, right? Fog rolling in or whatever.
Cube-shaped anomaly appearing in the clouds above Vineland or Vinland, New York.
Okay, so now we got the full footage that we didn't have before with Nocturnal News. So we never had the faraway shot to see whether it's trees, a man standing there, a dog standing there, because it was cut off to here, wasn't it? So now we can see it is actually a big cloud cover, and we can actually see here's the real horizon of trees, by the looks of it. Could be buildings too. So we could run that one through some filters. And what's that there? That looks like it could be some buildings here too, is it? There. It kind of looks like a building there. We don't want to waste time on that. There's just buildings, high rise behind. Just stupid stuff. Deception again. It's amazing. This is what I'm saying. That they run out of material. They're just recycling the same crap. And now he's way behind. He was normally like the first one to get it out before anyone else was, wasn't it? Now he's sort of like the last person, which is totally pointless, because then he can actually look it up and hear that it's been debunked by so many people now before he puts it up, and he could say, oh, people think it's a high rise, but I don't think he's going to. Let's see if he says anything about it. Just got lovely music there just to keep you nice and calm. It'll send you off to sleep though, won't it? Is he going to say anything? Don't look like it.
Where you think that you're seeing something that's there, but it's really not, and how that does not apply to this case here, because this appears to be a legit solid or semi-solid object of a square nature appearing in this thunderstorm. And again, if you guys remember, just a couple of videos back, I showed you another clip of an object that appeared during a daytime thunderstorm, where just as a big bolt of lightning struck, it was almost as if the object became unclear.
Okay, I think we did debunk that one as a gap in clouds, wasn't it?
Cloaked or decloaked by the surge of energy coming from the storm, where the object then slowly moved.
Ah, right, there was a piece of dirt on the window screen of the car. That's what it was. Other ones have been gaps in the cloud. So again, this is deception, and it's not even related to the last one, which is obviously a building that's being covered by cloud, and the person just happens to be on a mountain looking higher up and down into it, probably. Just perspective sort of thing.
Moves up into the storm clouds and disappears. And if you remember, and as you're seeing in that occurrence, that object also appeared to be triangular in nature, unlike this square or cube shaped object we're seeing here. So tell me what you think. I think these objects are everywhere in the skies. They use cloaking mechanisms so we cannot see them.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Okay, what are we seeing down the side? Objects or patterns, in other words, random thing, pareidolia. Yeah, John's alright. He's too busy working though, while trying to do live stream at the same time. But we had him for an hour or so, hour and a half.
But should they happen to wander into one of these lightning storms and get struck, then it's almost like it totally decloaks them and they become visible. So really, really eerie footage. Thank you to the viewer who sent that in. Now, lastly today, I want to show you two different clips. One has to do with a UFO, and one has to do with I don't know what, so stay tuned. But they both happen in Russia, and we'll start with this clip here, where it appears that a formation of mini lights, possibly up to 10, 11 at times, look to be obviously moving strangely in the sky in this weird pattern, but at the same time continually fade in and out. And
that's the reflection in the window, isn't it, guys? Or CGI. That kind of looks like a bunch of balloons though. And how are they doing that?
Yeah, that in some parts it definitely looks to be way more than 10, but I have no idea what this could be. Very strange footage captured above Moscow, and likewise some footage that was recorded in one of the forests of Moscow.
So he didn't even try to break it down. Oh, I don't know, guys. Make up your own mind. What do you reckon that one? That one definitely looked like a sort of like CGI or reflection. But how would you do it? Certainly looked like a bunch of balloons moving around, didn't it? It's probably CGI. Russia, you know. What do you reckon? What have we got? Swear word. Show. Let's have a look. Have to see is it's blocky here. That's what they do though. Make it out of focus. Post-production, right? Make it blurry, add in some blur over top of the CGI. Makes it more convincing, harder to tell. Either. I'm alright with both. Yeah. being asked choice pizza or fish and chips for lunch. So that means I'm gonna have to wrap up soon. We're after 3 hours already, aren't we? Anyway. So let's see, we're almost to the end of this one.
Someone in the area had witnessed a massive flash of light in this area of forest the night before and wasn't able to get it on video. However, he then later went into the forest and tried to track down the area where he saw the bright flash of light come from. And well, it appears that he finds it. And what you're seeing here, and as he described in the video, he said that he walked up to this massive tree that had been split into 4 or 5 pieces right down the middle, as you're seeing. And he also said that the ends of the tree were all burned, as if something...
So that sounds like a meteorite hit, doesn't it? There was a woman that was laying in bed, had one go through the roof. Only yesterday, I think it was, and landed on the pillow. So it does happen. Just think, if you're on the wrong side of the bed, you could have been killed that night. Woman almost hit by meteorite. Remember I was talking about the odds of being killed by a meteorite? And even one that's predicted to hit Earth, there's still 1 in 2,000 odds. So this would have been a lot greater odds. He's definitely got more chance of dying from cancer. Meteorites. Do they call it meteor or meteorite? Because it's meant to be meteorite once it hits the ground. That could be it. When was that published? Ruth Hamilton was sound asleep just last week when she was woken by her dog barking. The sound of a crash through her ceiling and the feeling of debris on the face and the reminiscent of golden something BC. So it must be that story then. We've got some videos, have we? Right, that crashed through the roof, so it's everywhere. Independent UK space. Alabama, I say. See, that's not BC though, is it? Oh, that's 65 years ago. So, yeah. It just shows how regular it can happen. Let's just look on that one. Vancouver, is it? There you go. It's quite a big one. Big as the head, is it? Let's try and play a news clip here. Yeah, it went right through the ceiling. I bet that's worth a bit. Oh no, yeah, this no, it's not quite as big as the head. Oh, that would have been hot, wouldn't it? That's why it didn't set the pillar on fire. I'm surprised he hasn't brought that up on today's his videos or other people. Maybe I'm the first one to bring that news to you. Anyway, it looks like it could be related to some other ones falling down here.
Very hot had either come down and split the tree right down the middle, or something had come up from underground with the... And then you'll know now. And so, you know, now he has his new Secureteam apron and shirt and hat that he can use when he's frying up that breakfast bacon. But again, guys, thank you for your support. It means...
Suckers. Oh, I was meant to go to his other video. But I'm probably going to have to start wrapping up now because I'm getting a bit thirsty. And 3 hours is actually quite a lot, really. Do we leave the next ones to another day? Let's see. Nocturnal news, he probably can wait. Noom anomaly. UFOMAN definitely can wait. Alright, we already got Secureteam up. Get rid of that one. There was some more I was meant to look at too, I think. But anyway, let's have a quick look. We have a Skim.
With an unknown object emerged in international waters in the South China Sea.
Discussing UFOs, things that are flying, being hit by unknown. When I clicked the link to actually get to this article, I could not find it. So then I went back to the Wayback Machine, which allows you to bring up older screen grabs of news stories or websites. You can go back to the first day of YouTube and see what it looks like. And even the Wayback Machine was...
I think Third Phase almost did this one as well. But anything here in the submarine, I think in the past there's also been whales that have sort of whacked on the side of subs as well. Unexpectedly. But something that come up on sonar they didn't see, I don't know. Let's see. Collide. Might have to do some more research on this one. Collision of sub. Maybe the story was fake and it's been removed. Submarine. Let's see what comes up with that one. Oh. Here we go. Pentagon denies Chinese accusation of cover-up and nuclear attack. Submarine crash 2 hours ago. Okay, so it must be this that they're talking about then. So there you go. It's not Sea Wolf class nuclear attack. So maybe we'll come and go over that another day. I'm not sure what he's on about. We'll just go over it. It's probably making fake news saying there's a cover-up going on. So we'll do that. Cover that one later. Nocturnal News, I think he's got a few things up. Let's have a quick look. We'll just go into that link. And we got UFOMAN with a lot of stuff to go over. Okay, he's got the crutch, so we can go through his ones later to recap it probably. And we'll correct the fake news there as well. So we'll leave it there for this time. Looks like we had 8 people drop by and hit a like on it. Thank you very much. Sub and likes do help. You can see as soon as I hit 1500 the other day and announced it, 2 hours later someone unsubbed from BitChute to make it look bad again. But it'll go up probably once I upload this episode to it. You can see Rumble was shooting upwards there a bit. Let's see if it's updated since we've been on. YouTube, I don't know what's going on there. If I don't promote it or put up a new episode, I get something like 13 people watching a day, which can't be correct, but that's what the stats says on Social Blade. Means that I'm being really suppressed. Considering I got 750 episodes up, that's searchable. If you try and search them, you always get BitChute and Rumble. And that's probably why those ones are going up. You can see it hasn't changed. And it's raining outside again. Okay, we're just... I think we're done. GUFON. Yeah, okay, we'll just finish up there. And do some more another day. And I will say good night, yes. Yeah. Good night, all. Thanks for joining today. Those ones that put the time in. And donations. That's John. So far, but you can donate without being on air, and your name will appear in the list, hopefully. We saw that the money jar wasn't actually updating. I'll just get rid of that. Where is the money jar? I'll just close it down here. There, good goal. That thing updated, which is kind of strange. Should be 143 now, I think. It's like it's not adding on super chats. Oh, but mind you, we lose 1/3 of that to Google greed. But that's alright. Better than nothing. Okay. Queue up the end credits. I didn't actually send it, did I? John. There we go. Stay safe on the roads, people, and we'll catch you another time. What's that one? You're laughing there. See you later. Later day. Yeah, thanks. Hey. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's all unscripted, of course. And it's real-time debunking there. The best we can do with the lack of information on most of them. And I need some food. It's time for brunch. And I need my meds as well. Insulin. I need insulin. I can feel that I'm going diabetic here. Probably because I had some sweet drinks.